The U.S. Army has paused ads featuring actor Jonathan Majors following his arrest Saturday for an alleged assault. The Creed 3 star was arrested in New York City on charges of strangulation, assault, and harassment after an alleged domestic dispute with a 30-year-old woman. Police say the woman sustained minor injuries to her head and neck and was taken to the hospital. Majors' attorney said he is completely innocent. Majors was the narrator on 2 ads for the Army's latest multi-million-dollar advertising campaign. The Army has been struggling to recruit members. David Winkie joins us now. He's a senior reporter for the Military Times. David, it's good to see you. I know the ads were pulled swiftly. I was covering this story for CBS Mornings this morning and learned that, there's what we're learning from police. There are apparently 2 written retractions from the alleged victim, and also his attorney saying that there is evidence. What went behind the decision to pull the ads so quickly?
One of the things that's so challenging when you have somebody who is such a visible on-screen face of an advertising campaign is that even just the perception of an issue and alleged wrongdoing can make them a controversial figure that undercuts the message of the advertisement. So in the case of Mr. Majors, the Army seemingly decided that until there was more definitive clarity on this case, that they just needed to pull the ads off the air. And that's probably happening at significant financial cost, which we're still working to confirm.
Now, the Army Enterprise Marketing Office responding said, quote, "The U.S. Army is aware of the arrest of Jonathan Majors, and we are deeply concerned by the allegations surrounding the arrest." They also said, "We recently released 2 ads in which Mr. Majors appears. While Mr. Majors is innocent until proven guilty, prudence dictates that we pull our ads until the investigation into these allegations is complete." What do you make of this response? I mean, you're saying, of course, you have to be cautious. The fact that whether or not there is a retraction in cases of domestic violence sometimes happens even when, the allegations are very real. What's the Army doing with this message?
What they're trying to do is to buy time to learn more. The problem, unfortunately, for the Army is that there's a lot of money on the table right now because they've invested tens of millions of dollars in having these advertisements run throughout the NCAA men's basketball tournament. They're basically trying to have that be a big launching pad for this advertising campaign. And unfortunately, that's happening right now. You can't buy time for that. And they decided to be a little more risk averse here while waiting to get more information on Mr. Major's case, it appears.
Well, it appears that there's some sort of urgency. The Army is struggling with recruiting. The service fell 25% short of its goal to enlist, I believe it was 60,000 recruits in fiscal year 2022. This was their plan, I guess, to try to boost those numbers. Do they need to go back to the drawing board if this case proceeds? As you said, it's a lot of money, that was invested in this campaign. If this moves forward, do you see them just shifting gears into a new strategy and spending all that money again?
It's hard to say for certain, but one thing is certain. The Army is facing a perception crisis among youth in America, and it's really showing when it comes to their recruitment. And something needs to be done. This advertising campaign was initially very well received, and it looked to have Army marketing on the upswing. But, it's broken their stride. And I think they have to go back to the drawing board and do contingency planning in case Mr. Major's case comes back founded, or in the case that it leaves a perception of him that might not play well with the audiences that they're trying to reach with these advertisements.
And just let me ask you quickly, why is support dwindling? Why is it unpopular for young people to enlist these days?
There's a long conversation that we could have about that question. But frankly, it comes down to a host of factors, such as lower unemployment. You've got more employers out there offering benefits that compete with the Army's. You've got a different perception of military service from Gen Z youth because fewer of their parents served in the Army relative to earlier generations. It's the confluence of a lot of long-term factors, and the Army and the military writ large have to do something about this if they want to get their recruiting numbers back up.
All right, Davis, thank you so much. Davis Winkie.